Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, and Ireland are the future of the European continent. With the exception of Russia and a few renegades, these countries are able to have stable economies, some of them quite prosperous, with no colonialism. And I know a lot of people's feelings are still hurt because of my criticism of Western Europe, but I stand by that point. In 2024, the average growth rate for the European Union was 1.12%, the Euro area 0.83. Russia's economy grew by 3.63% because they devoted it primarily to the military, and there's always going to be a GDP boost there. But you'll see the vast majority of these countries that have way above average growth are from Eastern Europe. And keep in mind, Poland is the largest economy in Eastern Europe at about $1 trillion of GDP, and they have 2.96% growth. And I always hear people criticize Poland saying, well, so many people are leaving, the population isn't growing because there just isn't enough opportunity there. That has very little to do with the Polish people and maybe how much of Poland was destroyed by World War II and how much it was subjugated under the USSR. So recently, they've only been free for about 30-40 years. And aside from Ukraine, Poland underwent a systemic execution of their intelligentsia due to the USSR's influence. Despite all that, they still have significant GDP growth. They are most likely the most promising economy in Eastern Europe, and almost every single year, they are the only country that spends more on defense as a percentage of GDP than the United States. The Baltic countries, I'm sorry that I considered that Eastern Europe. You guys are also nailing it when it comes to defense spending on GDP. Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, you're never really lacking. Czech Republic and even Slovakia, you guys are also setting an example that even though you could be a former communist country, if you have the right attitude and right economic standards, you can have a very prosperous nation very quickly, unless your infrastructure was completely gutted and destroyed like Poland and Ukraine was by the USSR and some parts of the Baltic countries, forgive me. Now, Slovakia and Hungary, you guys both have a pro-Russia problem. I get that. And Hungary has an even more systemic pro-Russia problem as a result of Viktor Orban leading this country and having his fingers in so many parts of the distinct Hungarian pie. Belarus, look, Eastern Europe is a big place. The more territory you have, the more can go wrong, and a lot went wrong. I get it. Now on to Scandinavia and Finland. To the people of Denmark, I just want to apologize for the actions of my current president. I did not vote for this guy in any of the elections, so that's 3 times not trying to get him in office, and I have no explanation. I don't know how I could apologize any further for the actions of my foolish countrymen for either voting for this person or thinking that they could not vote in protest and actually have that do anything in this country aside from make things worse. Denmark